Awesome. Hello and good morning, good afternoon. Let us know where you're coming from and joining us from today because you are here live at Demo Deep Dive on the Red Hat channel. If you haven't joined us before, I extend you a huge welcome because this one of my favorite shows because it's showing the technical aspects behind our projects, open source software projects, and the products that Red Hat works on. So you could think of everything from Linux, which is holding up pretty much the entire operating system for all software and a lot of hardware as well, or maybe OpenShift, which is part of scaling containers across the hybrid cloud. And today is going to be very special because we're focusing on automation with Ansible. If you haven't heard of Ansible before, it's an open source project that allows you to automate across the hybrid cloud. And we're going to have an expert with us today to show you how this works with Red Hat Ansible. Joining me here today is Hicham Mourad. Thank you so much for being here with us. Hicham is a technical marketing manager for the Ansible Automation Platform on clouds, 20 years of experience in the software industry, and he's been focusing on cloud management and enterprise platforms. It's a pleasure to have you, man. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well, Cedric. How are you doing?
Doing good. We're a little bit cold here on the East Coast. Where are you calling in
Yes,
from?
yes, I'm coming in from the East Coast as well, up in Ottawa, Canada, which is probably a little colder than where you are.
I'll let you have that. Ottawa's a little colder than New York. But we're glad to have you. So as I mentioned before, this is Demo Deep Dive, and Demo Deep Dive is showing you the demos of these projects and products. And if you head to the QR code up there on the top left, or go to interact.redhat.com, you can actually go through what we'll be going through today. So this means, hey, topics including AI, so open source models or inferencing on the hybrid cloud, or perhaps what we're talking about today, which is IT automation. What does it mean to automate, and how can you automate based on events and security and governance? And I'm not an expert on this, and that's why we're really happy to have Hicham here with us today. And if you want to try these out to learn more, just click on it, and you'll be able to join and kind of go through this demo at the same time that we're going through, or explore other ones. So that's a quick little plug for the interactive experiences. But Hicham, I'll let you kind of take it away from here because I know we're going to be talking about automation. And I am not an expert in automation. I'm kind of wondering, what do I typically want to automate? And how does this happen, maybe with or without Ansible in the first place?
Yeah, great question. Thank you, Cedric, and it's a pleasure to be with you, by the way. So we're going to dive in on Ansible Automation Platform, right, which is Red Hat's IT automation platform that allows you to automate pretty much anything when you think about it, right? So any type of cloud environments, any type of network devices, any type of operating systems, anything that you need to do from an IT automation perspective is something that you can leverage and automate with Ansible Automation Platform. And so one of the things about Ansible Automation Platform, and this is what I typically consider almost like the secret sauce of Ansible Automation Platform, is really the Red Hat certified collections. So organizations have so many tools, right? They got ServiceNow, they got Palo Alto Networks, they got Cisco Gear, they got, CyberArk, they have Windows, they have Linux, they have, Kubernetes, they have all these environments. And so the certified collections that we have, part of Ansible Automation Platform, allow you to orchestrate automation across all these different IT domains. So imagine being able to automate and do that all from one platform with Red Hat's Ansible Automation Platform.
That's awesome. I
Now,
totally see the value there.
yeah, absolutely. And Ansible Automation Platform can be deployed on-prem. So any of our customers that, they want to, download it, install it, self-installed, self-managed, they can do that. But today, what we really want to focus on is being able to deploy this in a managed way. So we have managed offerings also for Ansible Automation Platform on Microsoft Azure, and we also have this on AWS. And so I thought what would be a great thing to discuss is how do we get started with Ansible on Azure, specifically the managed application? And again, customers essentially leverage Ansible Automation Platform. They never have to worry about patching it, upgrading it, maintaining it. That's all taken care of by the Red Hat Site Reliability Engineering team, the SREs that address all of that. And customers just get to focus on automating their environment, innovating for their business, and focus on what they need to focus on, especially now with all these AI initiatives. And Ansible Automation Platform can even assist with those AI initiatives as well.
That's awesome. Hey, I'm excited to see this as we walk through it. And if you're joining us live here, if you have any questions for Hicham as he's showing this process, feel free to drop it in the chat, and we'll talk about it here on the stream.
Yeah. So let's get started on Ansible on Azure. And again, specifically the managed application. So this is something that deploys in the customer's environment, but it is managed by Red Hat, right? And again, I want to focus on the managed offerings because businesses want to leverage managed solutions. So they focus on automation. They don't have to focus on maintaining that environment. So let's jump right in. So obviously, before you implement anything, there's some prerequisites that every customer has to do. Specifically for the Ansible Automation Platform on Azure, the managed application, there are some prerequisites around Azure quotas that need to make sure that you have them in place. There are things like some resource providers that you need to have registered. You'll need an Azure Service Principal, just some basic things that need to happen on the Azure side before you can go ahead. And so I've highlighted here essentially links. So if you're walking through this with Cedric and I, please take advantage of those links. That takes you to the documentation, exactly where you need to go to make sure you've met these prerequisites. And once you've done that, now we're in the Azure Marketplace, right? So you're going to go into the Azure Marketplace. You can do a quick search on, Red Hat, and then you'll see all the different offerings that are available, right? So we have a number of offerings from Red Hat, not just focus on Ansible Automation Platform, but RHEL. We also have, Azure Red Hat OpenShift, right? ARO. So, people can leverage all those solutions. But the one we're focused on today is the Ansible Automation Platform on Azure, specifically the one that is titled Azure Application, as you can see. So Azure Application, that references Microsoft's managed application architecture, which is really quite unique for Microsoft. Now, these Red Hat offerings, customers can request from Red Hat a private offer. I would recommend you do that. And the reason why, because that makes it financially more advantageous. So you get, you'll be extended discounted pricing, before you go ahead and deploy. So you would accept that private offer, and then you're ready to get started. So let's select this tile here, and we're going to jump in. Now, once you jump into the tile, there's a quick step that you need to do. This really just activates the Red Hat subscription on the back end. So you're going to click on the click here link. And when you click on that, essentially what it's going to do is it will just basically launch you in context to the Red Hat Hybrid Cloud Console, and you'll provide your Red Hat account. And then it says, oh, great, we're going to, thank you for submitting this activation request. We're going to reach back out to you, and we'll have a subscription added to your Red Hat account. This is really important because after the deployment is complete, they can quickly activate the deployment and, again, start to automate very, very quickly. So that's just a quick prerequisite step. But here's a tile now. Now they're going to go ahead and they're going to click on create, and we'll walk through the quick steps. And I just wanted to show you how easy it is to deploy this from the marketplace. So we'll just click on the create. The beautiful thing about this is we provide you options in terms of, hey, what's the size of your environment? Do you want to automate just up to 50 nodes, maybe go a little bit over if you need to, right? Or you want to go with any of these other plans up to like 10,000. And again, these numbers are minimum. So you can actually go over these numbers if you choose to. These are just a minimum node plan size. If you do go over, on your next Microsoft Azure bill, you will have some overage based on the discounted pricing. but that will be available. So here we're just going to select one of these sizes. We'll select a small one. And then there's some prerequisite steps. So at the very top here, there's about like 6 or 7 steps you can see. And we're just going to walk through each of those. The first